Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the brand new Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 18 and 46 Bumblebee and Dropkick. And wow, when I picked these figures up as well as Stinger and High Octane Bumblebee, I just knew I had to get these figures as these figures are really cool, and many people did miss out on some of the initial Studio Series figures such as 18 Bumblebee. Like I missed out, but good thing the Buzzworthy is re-releasing both of these figures because I missed out on both of them, and then you have a second chance to get both of these figures. And by what I mean second chance is that right now they are in Targets and they are available for about $40 because they are two deluxe classes, so they are going to be $40. You can only get this item at Target for $40, and then it like on the shelf it says like 41 right there, but it should be $40. So without further ado, let's take a look at packaging and take Bumblebee and Dropkick out of the box. So first off, let's take a look at Bumblebee. So we could see Bumblebee right here comes with battle mask. His weapon accessories. Dropkick comes with the figure and weapon accessories. This side of the box shows the figures. This side of the box shows the G1 Bumblebee things. And right here, I really do like this side of the box. The CGI of both Bumblebee and Dropkick. I mostly like the CGI of Dropkick more, except where the head is concerned, it does kind of look kind of odd, but nevertheless, it does look cool. And now for the last side of the box, here we have Bumblebee and Dropkick both in the robot and car form. Bumblebee is transformed to a Volkswagen buggy, and Dropkick transforms to I believe a Chrysler. A Chrysler. I thought it was a Plymouth, but no, it is a Chrysler. Their iconic movie scene is the showdown by the docks. Bumblebee faces against Dropkick in an explosive battle, fighting to get Shatter and stop her from transmitting her dangerous message to the Decepticons. So if you remember in the film, Bumblebee and Dropkick were fighting, and when Bumblebee's trying to stop Shatter from sending the like the message to the Decepticons to come to Earth and blah 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 and stuff like that. Well, this scene is based upon it. And one thing I did leave out on my initial review of the Studio Series 79 and number 2 Stinger and Bumblebee is that in fact these the figures are mostly like when the two characters in the packs first met. But although Dropkick and Bumblebee did meet in another moment of time, not the scene in the docks, but nevertheless, just a mistake that Hasbro can get past. But besides that, let's stop talking about that. Now let's get Bumblebee and Dropkick out of the box. So now I'm simply just get this tape up here. It's really simple how to do it. So just simply unclip the tape. For this. And upon taking them out of the packaging, wow, they look incredible. Bumblebee looks cool, and so does Dropkick. Where those head sculpts are concerned, I really do like how they do look like, in fact. And in a bit, I'll show you how they look like in the robot form after we're done getting them out of the packaging. And speaking of packaging, let's put Bumblebee and Dropkick to the side once more. It does come with this iconic backdrop when they were fighting in the movie. And then, I do like this backdrop though, where Dropkick, I think he dies like right here where Bumblebee throws some chains at him. Well, Dropkick was mostly in his like triple changer form, so I really wished instead of packing number 46, they would have packed like a future figure like they did with the High Octane Bumblebee. But Hasbro currently does not have any plans for a triple changer, which sucks, but they should really do it. And for the instructions, it does come with your traditional Studio Series instructions, but since it's Buzzworthy, it comes with an instruction for 2, so that's basically what the instructions are about. So without further ado, let's take Bumblebee and Dropkick out of the packaging and see what awaits us of these figures. And so, finally, here we have Dropkick and Bumblebee out of the box, and we also do have Shatter, if you do see at the top. Just half of her body is showing up. I did put her there because she was in the scene, like, trying to transmit the message to the Decepticons while Shatter and Bumblebee were fighting. So I have also equipped Bumblebee with his armor. So first off, this segment of the video, we're going to take a look at their articulation, their decals and everything. And then after that, we're going to move on to size comparisons, and we're going to move on to the transformation of only Dropkick. Now, I'll say this once. We're only going to do the transformation of Dropkick and not Bumblebee, because the Bumblebee transformation, let's just say in the most polite way, it was doo-doo. Like, it's not like I have a problem with the buggy mode, it's just that the transformation was a bit hard and nothing tabbed in correctly, so I won't be transforming Bumblebee. He'll be in his regular form, and I will try to get Transformers Studio Series 24 and 25, and in that video I will transform the buggy Bumblebee. So, without further ado, let's just first take a look at Dropkick first. So overall, I think Dropkick overall is an incredible figure. I do like all the paint that's applied right here on the headlights, on the sides, the doors, and everything. The face sculpt looks amazing. If we take a closer look, I think it just does look amazing. The whole body of Dropkick right here is better, and I was mostly in for it, mostly for Dropkick more than B. Although B is such a great figure, I seriously prefer Dropkick more than B. The legs are really cool. The paint applications applied right here look fabulous. They do look really nice and everything. So, the arms, unfortunately, they are just one of those arms that have that little hole, those 5mm holes that accept weapons. But honestly, I think the only critique I have is that the arms, that in order to apply his blaster, you have to fold in the arms and then attach the blaster to this tab. But other than that, I think that the sculpt work on this figure is amazing. Taking a look on the side, he does look amazing. His Chrysler mode, it looks nice if Dropkick is ready to take on Bumblebee and destroy him and fulfill his mission. The back does look amazing. I do like the interior of the doors too. Look like all this tubing and wiring detail and everything. I do like that. The top of the car is really smooth, looks nice and everything. The sides, same thing as you saw on the other side. We see that pirate logo right there. I really do like that, and I think that looks cool. Articulation wise, the arm is on a ball joint, so it can do a full 360. The elbows are on hinge joints, could go way beyond 90 degrees. That for that back and that way as well. The wrist, unfortunately, no form of articulation. A swivel joint on the bicep. Ball joint on the legs, swivel joint on the thigh as well, hinge joint on the knee, and hinge joint on the foot and on the ankle. So I think that the articulation wise, it's pretty decent for a deluxe class figure. I think, but although I would have preferred if they had articulated hands, as that would have been really cool. But unfortunately, they don't, and that is alright with me. Although I would have preferred articulated hands. So now moving on to Bumblebee. Now, I have equipped Bumblebee in his battle mode, so if you do notice that his regular face is missing, it's right here. So first off, let's go over Bumblebee. I think that the paint work and the detail and sculpting works nice, even though both of these figures have already been released since a long time ago. I think it's great. Second chance for anybody who missed out on these figures to get them once more, but with the Buzzworthy line, which is a shame. But this is a great addition to the collection. I finally get both of these figures. His blaster is quite small, and honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the blaster that much. I think it's just too small and everything. The blade looks okay and all, but I would have appreciated if it looked a little bit more like how it did in the movie. Probably more like silverness fused into the body and stuff like that. But that is just a minor critique. The buggy front parts look amazing. The back part as well. The legs do look great. Nice rotation. The feet look great. Looks like how he did star in the Bumblebee film. Although I would seriously just buy the Masterpiece Bumblebee if it was up to me. But the Masterpiece Bumblebee is just a bit expensive, so I did not get him. And honestly, I think the Masterpiece Bumblebee just captures more than the Studio Series, obviously. But as having a Bumblebee buggy to the collection, I think that this just looks amazing. So now let's go over the accessories. Bumblebee did come with 3 accessories, that being his little blade right here. As we can see, it's pretty nice, silver with some, it's yellow with some silver paint apps. Right here, this little blaster that you can take off his arm, similar to Studio Series number 17. Number 1, 27, and I believe number 19, where you have to remove the arm to get the blaster. So So similar to those figures, you gotta remove the arm to get the blaster, and I think the blaster, the paint work and everything has turned out nice and all. Although I just feel like it's too skinny and too small. It does not look like a regular Bumblebee blaster. And now speaking of hands and everything, here is Bumblebee's hand. We just reattach it right here like so that you can have Bumblebee ready right here to take on Dropkick with both of his hands instead of some weapons. And now to remove the battle mask, you just simply just pull on the face like that, and then after that you're just gonna have to simply get the faceplate right here, and then you do see two circular little eyes right here. You're just simply gonna get the faceplate, attach them in like so, and there. So we have Bumblebee in his cute little robot form right here, and I think that honestly this looks really cool and looks nice. I will be displaying Bumblebee and Dropkick like this on the shelf, which except Bumblebee will be equipped with the armor and all, but honestly I think that this just looks cool. And also, like I said, I won't be transforming Bumblebee. I will also do a just transformation video of just Bumblebee, so that you could get a in-depth tutorial of how to transform Bumblebee into his awesome looking buggy form. And also I think that this looks really cool, the size between Bumblebee and other figures like such as Shatter. I think that this looks really cool. And speaking of sizes and all, let's jump into the size comparisons of this video. So here we have most of the main characters in the Bumblebee movie, that being Bumblebee, his buggy form, Shatter, and Dropkick. So I think the scale here looks pretty nice, although I do remember Shatter was a bit bigger in the movie, like about this big. So I believe if they were going to, and the same thing applies to Dropkick. So I believe if they were going to make a triple changer for the studio series Shatter, that would be more movie accurate than the deluxe version, which is just a jet. But even though the sizes aren't exactly so good, I think that this looks really cool between Bumblebee and Shatter, just ready to fight them and everything. And honestly, it does look cool. So first, let's compare Bumblebee with some other characters, such as Bumblebee, and Bumblebee. So let's compare Bumblebee with a couple of the Bumblebee figures. I did not put the Age of Extinction Bumblebee figure because that figure is absolute doo-doo. To me, it wasn't that good. So that's why I haven't included him. But you know what? Just to be fair, I'll just include the Age of Extinction figure. Just right here, so we can see the Age of Extinction figure towers over all the Bumblebees. But that is mostly because they really made their deluxes a bit bigger than usual. So yeah, in 2014. So yeah, I think right here it's like a complete timeline of Bumblebee. If we just order it in the correct form, we can get a whole correct timeline of Bumblebee and all of his alternate forms and everything, excluding the Age of Extinction Bumblebee and the Last Night. So I think right here we can see a proper timeline of nearly all the Bumblebee figures. Although I'm still waiting for Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee and Transformers like Dark of the Moon Bumblebee, so we could get a whole timeline of Bumblebee. Speaking of characters that are really cool and everything, I'm going to bring in an early look of some of the newly released Transformers Studio Series figures. So in this little segment, I'm going to have Studio Series 76 Voyager class Thrust being compared with Studio Series Bumblebee. So I think the scale here looks pretty nice. Although we never see Thrust and Bumblebee in the movie together, I think that this looks really cool. Speaking of Seekers and everything, let's not forget Starscream. Let's put him into the mix as well. So let's put Starscream into the mix as well, and I think that this looks really cool. Let me just fix Thrust real quick, and then there. So I think that the scale here looks pretty good into how Bumblebee and Starscream would size in the movies and even in TV shows and everything. I think these guys would just beat up Bumblebee and everything. So let's just leave Starscream and Thrust right here for now, and then for another size comparison, let's just stop size comparison Bumblebee, and let's now size comparison Dropkick. And I think the scale here looks pretty nice and all, although we never see them standing with each other. We do see Shatter in her Cybertronian form near the Seekers, but that was like near Shockwave, which was far away. So I think this scale's really good with these figures and everything. So yeah, I think that the scale between all of these figures looks pretty cool and everything. So I think that this looks real nice. And speaking of other figures, I'm just gonna bring in some other G1 figures, like such as Ultra Magnus, Inferno, and others. So yeah, I think the scale here between these figures looks nice. I know, and if these Ultra Magnus and Inferno appeared in the Bumblebee movie, if they did, it would look really cool. Honestly, I think that we would have a really cool looking Bumblebee movie if these two characters were in the Bumblebee film. So I think the scale is actually pretty darn good toward how they look like. So without further ado, let's now transform Dropkick into that cool Chrysler mode. So here we have Dropkick ready to be transformed. So the first thing you're gonna have to do, if you haven't done so already, take off his weapon accessory, bring out his hand like so, or you can leave the hand tucked in. So let's just take a look at how Dropkick looks like at the moment right now. And after that, let's transform. So now you're gonna fold in the hands like so. You just do the same process to both sides. You can fold in the hands. After that, you're just gonna have to unattach this piece right here. After that, unfold this whole backpack region right here. Make sure that is unfolded. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure this simply does fold out like so. After that, flip this over, I believe, or no, just leave it like that. Just flip this like that, so that we have the wheels facing like that. Then after that, you're gonna have to fold out the wheels like so, like that. And after that, just leave the wheels like that. After that, you're gonna take off this little torso area over here, and then deattach the bottom area of Dropkick toward the middle area. So to provide some extra clearance, I recommend removing this little torso plate just to provide some extra clearance if you haven't done so already. And then just deattach those pieces right there. Reattach this piece if you deattached it. If you didn't deattach it, that's fine. So with that reattached, now let's go on to the feet. So now you're just gonna have to make sure this folds out like so, like that, and then after that, you're just gonna have to make sure this folds in like so. Do the same process to the other side. Just gonna have to make sure this folds out like so, like that, and there. So now we have those 2 feet ready. You're just gonna have to make sure they do align up appropriately with the back area. But before we do the back area, I recommend folding in Dropkick's head like so, like this, so that we have that Chrysler mode right there. And then after that, we're just gonna have to simply just make sure that this whole area is aligned appropriately. So just make sure that this taps into place, although it is gonna be quite difficult to tap it in, and it's a rather difficult step if you ask me. I think that this whole area wasn't engineered right, and I think Hasbro just could have done a little bit better on this figure. But needless to say, this is a great figure. I love the transformation. I think that the figure is good, although I would have liked if they had some sort of tabbing area where the feet would tap together, like most other Studio Series figures. Like, I like it when it's like that. So then let's just make sure this lines up appropriately with the head right here. Make sure that lines up good. After that, you're just gonna have to make sure that this whole region does collapse inside. It's gonna be rather hard to do because I believe I did miss a step. I'm not so sure, so it's going to be quite hard. So just make sure that this whole area is aligned nice and secure. I think that for this area, you're just gonna have to make sure this folds out like that. Just make sure this whole region is just collapsed inside and everything. Make sure everything right here is collapsed so that it can be easier to put inside. So I'll just skip this section of the video. You know how the rest of the transformations go. I'm just gonna skip this little section of me struggling how to attach this piece. So I'll just skip this little section and then I'll move on to the next step of the transformation. So I have that little section skipped now. I just simply realigned some pieces, and then I found where the problem was. It was in the hinges right here, so I just needed to fold it in a certain way for it to go inside. So yeah, that is why I was having a little bit of a difficulty earlier, but now I'm all ready and all set to transform more. So I'm gonna keep on just pushing this piece up. So what you're gonna have to do is just simply after you've done that thing, you're gonna have to push this piece up right here until it looks like it's already part of the car and everything. So you're just gonna have to make sure that this whole piece is just pushed up carefully, and try not to make sure that it breaks or anything, because believe me, this transformer is a bit hard to find depending on where you live, but I'm pretty sure it's really common in the United States, so around California, so I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to find it within a flash. So yeah, it's a bit difficult, the transformation, but nevertheless I do enjoy the transformation. I think that transformation is near enough flawless to how he appeared in the film, but although there are those little areas of critique that I have, like why did Hasbro intend to transform him like this? Wasn't there just a tiny bit simpler way? Although I like complex transformations, I just think that when they do it complex, I feel like they want to hurt your fingers, you know? So yeah, so after you have connected this piece right here, so you're just gonna have to make sure that these doors are open like so. Make sure they are open so that you can put the arms inside. So just gonna have to simply just give this a good nudge right here. Just push it in all the way. So right there. Just simply push, keep pushing it, and even though it's gonna be really hard to do, I think that the transformation here is just completely annoying and everything. So yeah, so just keep trying to transform this figure, and you'll keep failing on this figure unless you're really good transformation person. You'll have a blast with this figure, but if you're like me who just wants to get the transformation done, you're just gonna have to take a little bit more time with it. So yeah, after that you're just gonna have to make sure this simply does line up. So yeah, I have transformed this Dropkick figure multiple times, and it has transformed really good, but I don't understand why this time up on the camera it does not want to transform good. So that is the one thing I really do hate about sometimes when I do these reviews, that I transform them good, and then after that they're not so good. So yeah, so bear with me with this transformation. So like I said earlier, I'll just skip on this little area, and then I'll just show you the finished how it's gonna look like when it's finished. So I'll just show you later. So now with Dropkick fully transformed, I think that he looks really cool. His car mode looks excellent. The transformation was a bit hard, but I eventually pulled it off, and I think that this Dropkick figure does look quite amazing and everything. And comparing to the Shatter, the Plymouth Shatter figure, I think that these two look amazing. If they were driving with each other or something, like you could have Dropkick in the front or Shatter in the front, however you want. I think that this looks really cool of how Dropkick and Shatter did appear in the movie, as they are always trying to chase down Bumblebee and hunt him down and kill him. So I think that this actually looks pretty cool of how Shatter and Dropkick did star in the movie. So I think that looks really cool. So yeah, size comparison wise, Shatter is a bit longer, although I do like how Dropkick, how he has more mass, Shatter doesn't, and I think everything tucks in nicely on Dropkick more than Shatter. So I think since I will keep Shatter mostly in her car form, I think that Dropkick looks better. Due to the fact the whole mold and everything is better on Dropkick than the Shatter, and I think that this whole area does look really cool and everything. Needless to say, I think they both look excellent, both in the car mode. Honestly, I would prefer Dropkick in his robot mode. So that was my review of the Transformers Studio Series 18 and 46 Buzzworthy Bumblebee 2-pack, Bumblebee and Dropkick. Tell me how you liked this video, if I should have included the transformation of Bumblebee or I shouldn't have. Leave your comments in the section down below. Some final thoughts. I do like both of these figures, mostly Dropkick, although the transformation is a bit hard. Honestly, the transformation for Bumblebee is absolutely horrific. So I will not be transforming Bumblebee until like another review or something. So so overall, I mostly got this set mostly for Dropkick, and I think that this actually does look nice. I think Dropkick looks nice, Bumblebee looks nice comparing to other figures. They absolutely look nice, and with the 2-pack Buzzworthy such as Bumblebee and Barricade and Bumblebee and Singer, I absolutely love all of these releases except for 79 Bumblebee, and I hope that 79 Bumblebee isn't official and we will get a new mold. I really hope that happens, but until time will tell. So thank you for for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment. Until then, I will see you at the next Transformers Studio Series or for Cybertron video. Until then, I will see you then. Thanks for watching.